We have a bonus tip with Kate Richbourg. Hey, Kate.
Hey, Katie.
All right, let's dig in.
Let's dig in. So this is one of my favorite wire components. I call it the serpentine component. And you can use this in a necklace or an earring. And to get started, we're just going to use some 16 gauge wire and a mandrel plier. And I'm going to start by making a loop right at the end of this 16 gauge wire. Now, the cool thing is, Katie, this is definitely like a journey. Just walk the path. All I do is I bring the wire in between the mandrel pliers and make it take a little walk around. Move the mandrel plier to the other side, make the wire take a walk around. Now, I've got a long piece of wire here. It's probably more than a foot, right? And I'm just meandering, making a little serpentine or S back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, to close this off, I can close it off anywhere I like. I'm going to cut some of this extra away. And I'm just going to bring this over, roll it, and roll this back. Now, you can also, if you'd like, use a bench block and a chasing hammer to flatten your piece out if you want to. Right?
Well, I like it because work hardens the metal, right?
It does.
Then the component will have some real structure.
Some real structure, and it'll have a nice little flat places that'll be a good piece of design interest. Now, you can see I've started using 24 gauge wire, and I've just started to wrap. I've coiled, added a 6mm fire polish bead, coiled up, and I wanted to show you just how I grab that 24 gauge wire, then I pass it through, coil, kind of pass it through, keeping the tension so you don't wrinkle the wire too much.
Yeah, that's a great tip. It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, and if you do, you can just straighten it out. Add your bead, continue to coil, and you've got a beautiful piece all ready for a bracelet or a pair of earrings.
Bead, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I just want to add that bead then right here. It goes in, and then you just continue to coil just as you did before. See how I kind of pass it through and back and through and back. And if you need to bring those coils together, just go ahead and grab it with your plier and close that coil up.
Okay, this is a great idea. Let's take a look at the necklace because I think it'll give folks kind of the concept of how these can be different, but the same.
And the same, and they really work in tandem with each other, I think. You can see in the necklace, the centerpiece, it's kind of a nice big bold piece, and I use that 6mm fire polish along with an 8mm kind of shiny onyx bead. And then I made some smaller ones that were also embellished that I just made kind of a little asymmetrical stringing out of all of it.
Do you recommend always using the same thickness of wire?
You know, this gauge can vary. I make these components with 18, 16, 14 gauge, and then go ahead and wrap using 24 or even 26 gauge will work.
It would make a great clasp too.
It would, and especially if you make a little hook it right into the end, it'll be superb on the end of a necklace.
Perfection. What a fun tip. Well, thanks so much, Kate.
You're welcome.